Hey guys, welcome back to Puff It Louder, and welcome back to Café Enchanté with Misyr. God, so he has now become human thanks to Noah's influence, which Noah apparently is the world, I guess. I mean, like, imagine if you were living on Earth. Well, that's not really a difficult thing to imagine. Shout out to all my alien homies out there. I don't know, whatever. But, just imagine being on Earth and knowing that the Earth is, like, sentient being, I guess? Like, I don't know. It's just so weird to me that Noah's like, oh yeah, I want this one random human girl from this world that I'm not a part of, and I just want her for myself. Like, why? There's really no explanation as to why, so let's just get into it. I'm so confused. Meanwhile, Heavenly World Kion. Oh yeah, Eel has been kidnapped, by the way. A garden of a world, a cold environment where change and illogicality are wholly eliminated. Standing at the center, at the far-reaching summit of the tower where the mechanical god dwells. A classic organ. Wee wee, this is your Puffalada trigger warning. Yep, right away we have a trigger warning here. If you don't want to see pain and, like, I don't know, like inflicted stuff, there's some like kind of like blood and stuff like that. It's not really too bad, but I mean the voice actors are screaming, so if you don't want to see that, please skip the time shown on the screen. And if you're okay with it, let's just get right into it, because honestly, there's so much screaming. Oh, Lord. The voice that spins immaculate arias. Jesus, why? Why? Now only performs strains of agony. From the threads of light restraining Eel's kneeling body flows acute pain directly tormenting the mind. Each time it shoots down, Eel's body leaps violently, bending backwards. Yet, due to the tangling threads, is not allowed the respite of collapse. What? Why? I'm so lost. Guys, I'm so sorry. It's just like, okay, so Solitus kidnapped Eel and they're like, you're gonna help us get rid of these wormholes, right? So then I'm sure that Eel would willingly help them. I don't think that Eel's just gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna help you, like, stop the wormholes from happening. Unless they're trying to change him back to, like, the doll version of himself. I don't know, it's weird. As Eel's screams ring out. Ugh. The apostle of the oracle, Solitus, pauses the heavenly world's ruler to who inflicts the pain.
断罪の人にこれ以上の負荷をかければ基本行動にすら支障が出るかと。
皇帝、私も神罰の一時中断を決定した。これほどの苦痛でも揺るがぬか。
Bruh. While the restraints remain in place, his torture, divine punishment, halts as strength leaves Eel's body. Since being captured by Solitus and brought before God, this torture was repeated countless times. However, still, he refuses to submit to God.
拒否します。あなたに再接続などします。私は皆のいるアンシャンテに戻。
Okay, well, that kind of makes more sense, because if they want him to reconnect to, like, the programming and everything, then that's a problem. I thought he said that they were done! It's rude. With no warning, intense pain flows again, and sparks fly in Eel's vision.
神よ、何を。
不快であると表現しよう。己が半身たる私への再接続を。などとのたまうとは。
You know how God, like, has always said, like, oh, I don't have any feelings or whatever? For someone who says that, However, Eel's still refusing to allow it to happen tells of how meaningless the torture is to him. God determines this right away and employs different means. In the floating world of Kayam, a phenomenon that could never occur, an earthquake shakes the tower. Around the tower, the sky of Kayam echoes with a sound like a scream, along with the howl like someone's voice that shakes the entire world itself. The closest floating sector to the tower. Oh, shit. Oh, rip. Okay. Together with fluttering ash, is instantly swallowed up into a fissure that suddenly appears.
これは一体
Even God is unable to grasp the situation, collecting information from all angels' minds. However, faster than that, the answer to the phenomenon visits. In the always lit sky of Kayam, a new fissure forms. From the gap, much like a hologram, that world's scenery appears. So everyone can see that this happened? Oh, Jesus. At the voice flowing from there, Eel instinctively raises his head. It was, right now, the image of the two people he's most worried about. Misyr, carrying Kotone, is battered. More than that, Kotone is weak, and it looks like she might stop breathing. During this, Misyr talks to her about his cruel past, living in this world he calls the world of end times. Right when he thinks this, the scene quickly changes.
それなら教えてあげる。あの大災害の名は。
Is this how the game is like filling in information for Eel? Because that's crazy.
人々の君が僕につけた名はこの世界の名前はノア。それが僕の名前だよ。
A young man suddenly appeared. The young man calling himself Noah persistently pursues Kotone.
バイバイ、ミシェル。
I knew they were going to show it. No.
今までありがとう。でも今の僕には琴音がいるからもう君はいらないんだ。
After stabbing Misyr through the chest, he throws his body into the gate. He despairs, leaving Kotone behind. After witnessing this chain of scenes, Eel, his captured body, shakes. Could this be what's happening to Misyr, or could it be a scene that already occurred? However, why? Was Kotone in Misyr's world? He immediately understands the reason.
まさかあの夜私が拘束されて彼女のそばを離れたから。
In front of Eel, who understands and laments, God calmly observes that scene and produces a conclusion.
今の映像と現象にて理解した。そして事態は予測よりもはるかに深刻だと判断する。おそらく数時間以内にあの区画に起きた現象がこのカエルム全体に広がるだろう。ノア、よもや数万年以上の時を経てその言葉を聞くことになろうとは。
Yo! God knows Noah? That makes a lot of sense, actually, because I think that, like, the Ark was there in Kaum. totally forgot about the Ark. But isn't, I mean, it's got to be related because it's Noah's Ark, right? Like,
神よ、あの世界についてご存知なのですか？
皇帝、秘匿情報としていたが、状況が状況である。現時点をもってお前たちにも情報を共有しよう。
okay, it's a little forced, but alright. As God plays in front, a hologram produced with light rises up. While directly into Solitus's mind, as Eel's connection is severed, the information flows as images and sound. Oh, we get to see Noah in the past? Oh, no, this is just Kyle. Tens of thousands of years ago, in the time of Genesis, when Misyr Rex lived as a human, that civilization, that world, an event occurred, collapsing it. Oh, there's the Ark. Spatial collapse. Without any prior warning, this anomaly of the unknown cause occurred. All lives in the worlds themselves were swallowed one after another. It became a catastrophe that truly was the end of the world.
現在発生している異常と記録データを比較する限り、その原因は当時名もなきあの終わりの世界からの侵食が生んだものと予測される。そして人間はその大災害の原因を突き止め、ある機関の名を取り、こう名付けた。ノアの大災害。
Well, poor everybody who's named Noah. I am so sorry. They're just blaming you for everything. To escape the catastrophe of Noah, humans at the time began a certain project. It was called the Ark Project. Even using technology in this heavenly world, it would be impossible to reproduce the gates they loaded inside. Humans were sent on journeys to other worlds, using arks to travel through space-time. It was a project to discover new lands, unaffected by the catastrophe of Noah, that humanity itself could migrate to. Okay. On some ships, the strong obtained a greater right to speak. Oh, that's Bestia. Some ships were loaded with many seeds to develop cultures based on nature in the world they migrated to. Some ships were loaded with advanced science and technology from the human world. Each ship would reach its own world to build their own unique civilization. In the end, the human world was reduced to 8% of its population at the time. Avoiding total extinction, a different development, a new civilization was built and the world restored. In other words,
この展開をはじめとしたいくつもの異世界は人間界から分かたれたと言っても過言ではない。
this is the most egocentric, like, it's just gonna, this is gonna sound weird from me, but it's like, so basically what the game is saying is that everything comes from humans, like, all of the angels and stuff like that, all of the beasts, like, those are all human, like, branches, so, like, they wouldn't have existed before humans. It's like, what's the word? Colonization. It's literally like Christopher Columbus just went around. I don't know how to feel about it. It's a little weird to me, because I thought that Drami had said that, like, at least in Ignis's route, that, like, there were other beasts and stuff like that, and they met humans and then, like, helped, like, that helped from there, but maybe it's just humans that, like, morphed into something different. I don't know, whatever.
さらに人間界において人外と呼称される生物は
Oh, he's about to explain.
ソは箱舟にて流れ着いた人間である。
Oh!
彼らがあらゆる可能性の進化を遂げた存在であると 推測される。
So basically, like, the humans colonized because that's what we do best, and they, like, morphed into these other beings. So actually, the non-humans are human. What the fuck? Oh my god, it's so confusing. It's like a cycle.
このカエルムで私に生産される天使も同様にな。
天使が人間？
Oh, I forgot that we knew that. As if to show evidence, God reveals the history of Kayom, as well as the process and materials to create angels. The crisis visited upon Kayom, the collapse due to the angel annihilation. He speaks of the project for salvation, the plan to absorb humans as materials for angels. Based on the information from God, Solitus continues the conversation.
その救済実現のため我らは幾度となく実験を繰り返してきた。救済用のホールを天界から人間界へとつなげるために。
だがそれが裏目に出たようだ。よもや我らの実験が終わりの世界を人間界や我が天界へみすみす近づけることになるとは。
Io couldn't ignore the words of God and raised his voice against him.
どういう意味ですか？
我らの行った実験は空間の境界を揺るがし、各地あるいは各世界にホールを頻発させるという影響を与えた。
Oh, so it's your fault!
デューカイ・ベスティア、あの世界がいい例だろ。
What the fuck?
他世界に比べてホールの発生頻度が異常なほど多いのは我らの実験結果とも言える。
Oh my god, y'all are such trash.
人間界へのアプローチはそれほど高精度に行えていなかったはずだが、おそらくあの終わりの世界とやらはそれを中継点として利用し人間界へと接近したと思われる。
Wow, so the whole thing was their fault. You heard it here, folks.
現にお前の回収成功を見越し救済前の最終実験として行った人間界天崎島上空で行ったホールの最終構築実験では終わりの世界がその間に割り込んでいる。
Thanks, God. That's so annoying. It's just everything's coming together.
提供されたデータとあの映像の内容を照合するに自身そのものを終わりの世界だとノアだと名乗ったあの男は
皇帝世界の核に近しい存在と判断できる。繰り返される執着を意味する発言から予測するにどうやら終わりの世界ノアは淡き琴音を狙って人間界への接近を試みたようだ。
But why, though? Like, why? Like, I love Kotone, don't get me wrong, but she's like not... She's not ultra powerful. She's just a normal, like, you know, a normal cafe owner. She just has some friends that are like what we consider non-human or whatever, but that's it. So I just don't understand why he's so obsessed with her.
その身柄確保が侵食開始の決め手となったか。ゲートの間に誘導したのは握手であった。よもやあの凡庸なる娘に我らを脅かす脅威との直接的な関連があるとは。
How indifferently God and Solitus speak of this. The world of end times, Noah, was aiming for Kotone. The heavenly world's experiments ended up lending a hand to Noah drawing closer. And that night, to recover him, Solitus sent Kotone to the gate. As a result, drawn into that world, Kotone, and trying to protect her, Misyr. In his chest, blood and heat. A feeling he can't express rises. When he realized it, Il had forgotten about being held captive.
ふざけ けるな。
何？
ならば今ミシェルや琴音が苦しんでいるのは何もかもがこの展開、あなたたちのせいじゃないか。
Oh, I've never heard Eel get that mad. He throws away the calculations of his mind and shouts as his heart tells him to.
よくも
Oh!
名ばかりの救済などのためにそんな身勝手な理由で。
I've never seen him like this in my entire life. Good God, this is really scary. Oh, he snapped. Oh, shit.
それじゃあさ、君の名前は？俺の名前はミシェルって言うんだけど。そうは、彼のこと少し俺に任せてもらっていいかな。
私の仲間を、家族を。
Oh, God! Not caring if it tears up his body, Eel desperately writhes, snarling at God, the culprit. However, his mind is unable to keep up with the massive shocks to his brain. The moment he breaks through the restraints, Eel loses consciousness and collapses.
我が最高傑作たる個体が見苦しい。深刻な不具合が発生していると判断できる。ソリトゥス、ロより専用培養層へと霊力を送る。そこへ断罪の使徒を幽閉、休眠させよ。回復次第、次回の神罰でこそ再接続を申請するよう、通覚などを高める処理を行う。
了解。御心のままに。
Alright,
Well,
Solitus. Let's not.
おいおいおい、空に映ったあの映像が何かと思ってダメ元で塔へ盗聴を仕掛けちゃみたが、
Flogi!
またとんでもねえ事実と状況を知っちまったな。こりゃどうしたもんかね。
Well, I'm glad they showed him, so there's some hope for Eel. Jesus Christ. Going back in time, Misyr went along with Rindo and arrived at GPM headquarters. All personnel are desperately dealing with the abnormalities occurring worldwide, and angry shouts ring out from time to time. Led by Rindo, everyone gathers in one place.
いや、魔王様。本当に人間になっちゃったんだね。
It's so weird to see Misyr like this. I'm not used to it at all. He also looks very long in the torso, but I think it's just his shirt and jacket are pretty long.
ああ、正真正銘、ただの人間だよ。
そっか。なんというか。とにかく僕も驚きだよ。ね、クーちゃん。
でも目が覚めて本当に良かった。
Mikado and Karya, Kororo, Misyr could have predicted this assembly. However, ugh.
やっと来たか。魔界では世話になったな。エセ魔王。ん？ああ、いや、待て待て。もはや貴様に魔力はないのだったな。ならば、あえてこう呼んでやろう。魔王改め、魔力の抜けた王。略して魔抜け王。これもきっと魔界で散々俺様をビビらせてくれた報いに違いない。
うるさい。少し黙ってろバカ魔王。
いどらのか。
Karya's firm kick to the shin, digging into a weak spot, stops Asmodeus's high energy.
先代の勇者と同じく俺様最大の弱点を瞬時に見抜くとは。
He must have heard a lot. Asmodeus collapses with a force and rolls around in agony on the spot.
やはり年の割にはなかなかやるではないか。どうだ、これを機に魔王軍に入らぬか、妖精少年。
誰が入るか。
あたたた、痛っ、ほんと痛いぞ。
Stepped on by a middle schooler, the man, ruler of the demon world, is also headbutted by the seal-like demon beast. This is the real Demon King, whose title... Oh, it's Misyr talking! I didn't know that. Whoops. The real Demon King, whose title I borrowed. Right. It's because of my appearance after using mimicry happens to look like that. Maybe I made a mistake in choosing an occupation to misrepresent. Misyr looks down at him and slightly regrets his past choice. It's weird because it like hopped between him and the narrator, but whatever. Afterward, when Asmodeus stands up, or stands back up, with teary eyes, the discussion finally begins. Although perhaps because Rindo had sent word beforehand, sharing information with Mikado and everyone went quickly.
終わりの世界への突入ね。普段なら何なんて無茶ぶりをというところなのだけど、完全に死を無効化してほしいというわけでなければ、ある程度は実現可能だね。
本当に？
こんな状況で嘘はつかないとも。
Mikado hits his chest with full confidence. He then removes something from a medicine bag on the nearby desk.
これは？
人外抑制薬サプレシオ。人外のみが持つ特殊な力を抑制し、
Oh, I
行
remember
動を
that.
制限する薬さ。
Haven't seen that in forever.
詳細は省くけど、普段は危険な人外への対処に使っていてね。
あの世界が正真正銘ただの世界というのなら、この薬は何の意味もない。ところがだよ、君からの情報を聞く限り、あの終わりの世界、ノア君は世界という名の形をとったいわゆる人外だよね。
Mikado says it with a grin, and Rindo standing next to him responds.
形はともかく生きた人外である以上。
So the entire world is alive? Ugh. It's so weird.
いや、体に対してもサプレションは有効ってことか。
そういうことだと思う。まあ、さすがにあの世界に薬を散布して攻撃っていうのは体積的に無理だけど、君の肉体に投与して受けるダメージの影響を軽減するのは可能だろうね。
Mikado announces that to do that. That's weird. Okay. But, in order to do that, it was improved to liquid form and based on data gathered from ash and atmosphere until now.
俺とこのアホ魔王はそのテストのために呼ばれたってわけ。試しにちょっと一滴触ってみたら、完全に体から力が抜けちゃったし、俺も人外だからさ。
自慢ではないが、俺様は一瞬意識が飛んだほどだ。
It's like a humble brag.
本当に自慢にならないね。
まあ、とにかく投与する場合は純粋な人間にしかできないし、この作戦を実行できて、かつ終わりの世界に突入できるのは、おそらく全人類の中でただミシェル君、君だけだ。
俺だけ？
Why is it only him? Mikado nods and gives him a serious look.
異形になり果てたとはいえ、君は終わりの世界で唯一生き残った人間だから、あの世界がもたらす死に最低限の耐性ぐらいはあるんだよ。
君以外の普通の人間に これを投与して送り出したところで数分しか持たないってことみたいだね。だから僕もついていきたいところだけど、そううまくはいかないみたいだ。
I see. In tens of thousands of years, that world produced no survivors aside from Misyr. Reality isn't so easy as just taking a drug. Yet still, seeing that there is at least a little hope of saving Kotone, this was a godsend to Misyr.
ただ逆に聞きたいのだけど、君は大丈夫なのかい？あくまでこのサプレッシオは応急措置。もっとひどい言い方をすれば悪あがき。効果だっていつまで続くかわからない。だというのに、そんな薬だけを頼りに、それでも君はたった一人であの絶望に満ちた世界へ足を踏み入れるというのかい？
ああ、少しのためらいもないよ。俺は必ず彼女を助け出してみせる。
Beyond anguish, beyond hell, understanding the difficulty that awaits. It didn't matter. With hope, dismissing despair, he takes the suppressio without hesitation.
ではエセ魔王、出発前に俺様からも貴様に激励を。
Alright, we're gonna stop here. I'm so sorry to anybody who loves Asmodeus, because I can't even look at him without being annoyed. But what? Like, I feel like there was such an easier way to describe it. I feel like they just started like rushing maybe at the end to try and explain the story because it's so complicated that they just decided, okay, you know what describes the story the best? We're just gonna continuously have flashbacks and we're just gonna have our characters say the same thing kind of like over and over again. So like we already seen the flashback where Misyr gets like bye-bye Misyr, and then you get fucking stabbed and whatever and he gets thrown into the door. We've seen that maybe 4 or 5 times now, like no joke. And then having Eel say like, oh, like you're the one who did this to Misyr and stuff, like yeah, that helps, but it could have been done in a way more concise format. I think it would have been better. I'm sorry, I'm just complaining. It's just something that I want to put out there because like I really liked the other routes because I think like even though there was a ton of flashbacks, it was moving a little, you know, a little more like smoothly than this route. But I am really curious because it seems like we're going somewhere with this where it's like Misyr's gonna go into that world and we're gonna see what happens, but I hope that it's a smooth ride and not constant flashbacks to him saying bye-bye Misyr again and again. Please, God, I just don't want to see that flashback anymore. If it happens again, I'm gonna scream. Next time, we will hopefully not listen to Asmodeus whatsoever, and we'll just go into the gate and save Kotone. Yeah.